Hi everyone, so it's Holly with Missouri River Soap, and today I'm going to make my Embers soap batch. And this has been requested that I show how I make this particular soap. And I've only done it the once. This is my coconut milk. I've actually only made Embers the one time, and I've had good intentions to make it, but my fragrance that I used the first time was discontinued. This is just like the story. This is the story of a soap and candle maker. You like something and then it's no longer available. This is how it goes. So I'm going to mix this in. I'm going to add in the lye solution. Everything is at room temperature, which today is quite cool, though it did have the heaters running for a little bit. Let's see what it says. I keep these little magnetic things here. It is 62 degrees in here. I'm used to it being more like 55. So I actually get a little bit toasty when it starts getting around 65 and up. Of time to be able to split off for the colors and everything, and this is a new fragrance, so of course I don't really know what's going to happen. So this new fragrance is a fireside type. I think it's Slatkin or somebody. I don't really know who it is. I just picked it out based on its description. It's supposed to be reminiscent of being by the fire, which I thought would fit well with Embers. And it has notes of like sandalwood and amber, and what else were some of the other ones? Musk. And it does have cedarwood notes in it, which is actually perfect because I came up with this idea. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this in and we'll see what happens. Double check, yes. This is it's a very cologne type fragrance, I think. So it fits in well with the masculine, but it can be unisex and, you know, kind of fire type. Everybody likes a little of everything, so it's not really masculine or feminine at this point. You know, we all like our scents no matter what. So I'm going to try this. Oh boy. I'm nervous. Everything's going well so far. One of the comments said that it did soak really well, but I know I can't, well, reviews I should say. I don't always trust those. I've got a lot to do with this one. So I think I'm just going to stir it like this and then pour it off instead of stick blending. So far it's not even tracing at all. So we may be alright. Let's see. So I'm not going to do a whole bunch. A little goes a long ways. So I'm going to do, one is going to be orange. And one's going to be white. And then I am going to pour off one for a gray. But I'm going to go ahead and mix this in first. So I have a fair amount of charcoal here. And this is just activated charcoal. So I'm going to put in, it's going to be quite a bit, but this is a black soap. And activated charcoal is pretty awesome, so. It is mixed with some oil. Come on now. I didn't want to add too much extra oil, so it's a little thick here. I came up with this Embers idea. One day my husband was burning a brush pile, and I went out and was talking to him, and I was just you know how you get mesmerized by the fire, right? And of course it was black and orange and white and gray, and it was just, it's such a pretty thing. I am making a mess. Get that cleaned up. Okay. The whole idea is that this is going to be a black soap, not gray. Doing really well here, so I don't want to push it too much. So when you have uncolored soap on the edge like this, I always like to bring it up and help pull that uncolored down so that it all mixes in pretty nice. Okay, we're doing all right, but I really feel like I need to make some movements here. I'd rather be sitting and waiting on the other side of things than have it run a little crazy on me. Alright, so I have my 3 here. Boy, I am just charcoal-y mess. So I have some electric orange from Nurture. That's my favorite orange. Very, very bright and intense, and it's just beautiful. Okay, so there's that one. This is looking very nice. We're getting about at a thin trace. And then this one's white. I had to remember what I was doing. I do want to stick blend that. And then I need a little bit of white. I'm going to do just a hair. I want this just to be a charcoal-y color. So I guess I'll do this one first. I'm going to have to clean off my blender. Okay, that will do. That's what I'm looking for, but I got to clean this off, so I'll be back. Okay, so I cleaned it off pretty good. Oh, that's beautiful. Yes, it is. A little bit of dark still on that, it seems. So I won't scrape anything more. Okay, well, this is playing very nicely. I don't know if you can see how it's still very thin. I needed to have some texture for the design I'm doing. It's only been a few minutes, but I like where we're at here. Alright, so here are my molds. My gloves are still covered in the charcoal. So I'm only doing the 2 again. So the first thing I'm going to do is put in a decent layer of the black. We're definitely at a trace now, somewhere between a light and a medium. So I want a pretty nice layer in here first, because it's still going to sink down a little bit. I'm going to just kind of go in a line with the gray. It's thickening up, and so that's just about perfect. The white's getting quite thick. Titanium dioxide will thicken up a batter. I think I tend to give the closer mold a little bit more soap. So I think I'll go ahead and scrape that in for the most part. Okay, so now, oops, making messes. I'm gonna do orange. So you don't want this too thin when you're working with such things, because the colors will just mix way too much. Okay, I think I will hold off and maybe do the gray on the top, but we'll see. Okay, so now I'm just gonna, it is gonna sink in. I guess it's just, that's just gonna how it's gonna be. We're just gonna let that happen. And I may scrape a little bit of the black on the top. Whoa, hello. Thought we're fast. All right, let's do that. And then I'll scrape some on the top. So I need to move this my way so I can get to it. So I'm gonna use this hanger tool, and this is the one from Nurture Soap. It's amazing and beautiful, and it's 18 inches, and that is one reason why I built these molds, or had them built by my husband. Okay, so let me think. So I just went up and down. It was just supposed to be flame-like. No swirly whirlies. And then I'm just gonna hope that it's going to be the same style as last time. And if it's not, that is okay. Gotta roll with the punches. Go with the flow. Be a flow goer. Very important. I definitely am getting that smoky essence. It's not quite like if you've used Bonfire Bliss or smelled that one, it's not quite like that. That one has just a hint more amber, I think, than this. This is a little bit, oh, leather was a note, and I'm definitely picking up on the leather. So it's kind of leather and smoke and amber, and I don't think Bonfire Bliss has that leather note, but I don't recall exactly. It's been ages. I do like this. I can't deal with Bonfire Bliss. It's just not my thing. I do struggle with smoky type scents, but I am loving this one. I do not know why I cleaned all this up, because I'm going to make a doozy of a mess, I do believe. Get out my handy dandy scooper. I think I just just want to have a nice black layer on the top. And this one is just a hair thinner than the one on my right. And this one's a little bit blacker, so that's gonna be nice to get all the color covered on the top. So I think this is gonna work out. I'm just going to smooth the top. Looks like I'm going to have just a little bit of coloring on the top. We'll let that be alright. So sometimes I need something just a little finer than a popsicle stick. So I do love these bamboo skewers. And they do help clean everybody off and just finishes all off so nice. So I think I'm just going to let these be flat. And I am just going to hope I don't get a lot of ash on this one. I'm not really having much troubles with ash recently, but you never can tell. I spray with alcohol and I'll do all that jazz still. I'll cover them, I gel them, and sometimes it's just the humidity that will affect it more than anything. So here we have the Embers soap. And I will see you back here for the cut. Okay, so I am back to cut the Embers soap. And it did end up a bit more charcoal. I think the last batch was pretty similar to that. It doesn't get super, super black. That's okay with me. So I'm hoping to get a very similar design at least to my last one. We're looking good so far. It smells so good. Oh, that's looking nice. Wow, this smells so good. It's not an overpowering. I think I mentioned Bonfire Bliss in the making portion. And that is just in your face strong, and a lot of people love it, and that's cool. But for me, I can't handle it. It smells good. It does not look like I'm getting the same swirl as the last time. It's a lot thinner. So this is the problem when I don't make videos for every single batch, because I don't exactly remember how I made things. I was hoping it was going to be much more intense than that, but it quite obviously is not. You can see a hint of it at the top. I should have just waited until it was a bit more thick to have a more defined swirl. It'll be interesting to see if both loaves are the exact same way. I remember the last time I made it, one loaf was really cool and the other loaf wasn't quite as cool as the one loaf. So that's how it goes sometimes. That orange is super bright, but it's going to tone down. That's kind of the nature of that orange. Well, that's a bit of a disappointment. Still a nice soap. It's just not what I was intending exactly. So So I'll try again another day. Make better notes on the actual design portion. So see that one's pretty cool. And I like that I used, I mean, obviously it was me that used it, but I like using charcoal to get a black so that it's at least, you know, somewhat beneficiary. We don't, beneficial, don't make claims, obviously, but charcoal and soap is known to be fairly delightful. This one has a little bit more orange on it than the other loaf. Let's see. I'm trying to keep it together here. Yeah, this other one's a little bit neater. It's just definitely thin. Very fine. Well, just give me something to do another time. Oh, it smells so good. It does smell good. I really didn't have a whole lot of problem with ash. Some places where it tried to pop in there. Yeah, it's just very fine. I have been requested to show how I make embers, but like said, that's how it goes with me. It's handcrafted. Every batch ends up being a little bit different, and it can just be the difference of stick blending a little bit longer or not as long. In this case, I did use a completely different fragrance, so I suspect my other one started to accelerate a little bit more than this one. It's kind of a neat bar. Alrighty then, so here we have the Ember soap for this time. Give it another go another day, but for now, it's great. It's super, gets the job done, smells great, bodies will still be clean. Alright guys, I'll talk to you later.